Real lives, real lessons. From street vendor to CEO, the power of relentless belief. In the heart of Mumbai, where the trains never stop and the city never sleeps, a young boy stood with a steel kettle in hand and a plastic tray full of tiny paper cups. His name was Kalpesh Sharma, and the railway platform was his classroom, his workplace, and his world. Kalpesh was just 10 when he started selling tea to help his family survive. There was no time for toys, books, or a typical childhood. His life was about dodging crowds, shouting above the train whistles, and earning just enough to bring home a few coins. But Kalpesh noticed something that others missed. While serving tea, he listened closely to businessmen talking about markets, to students discussing exams, to workers sharing dreams. He didn't have textbooks, but he had curiosity, and that made all the difference. At 16, after years of saving coins and asking countless questions, Kalpesh bought a few secondhand books from a street stall. He couldn't read English well, but he was determined. He spent months sounding out words, copying pages, and teaching himself through sheer will. By 18, Kalpesh was fluent. He knew about marketing, branding, and entrepreneurship not through school, but through grit. He decided to start small, a mobile accessory stall at the edge of the same railway station. It was modest, but it was his. Then, tragedy struck. One night, after a long day, his stall was robbed. Everything, his inventory, savings, even his borrowed charger was gone. Kalpesh sat in silence on the same ground he once stood so confidently on. That night, he cried not just from loss, but from frustration. But in that moment of defeat, something sparked. "I may be poor," he whispered to himself, "but my mind is rich." He began again, this time online, using a borrowed laptop and patchy Wi-Fi. Kalpesh taught himself digital marketing and e-commerce. He failed again and again. Orders didn't ship. Customers didn't trust him. His savings vanished twice, but he didn't stop. He stayed up late watching tutorials. He wrote down every mistake. He treated failure like a teacher. By the age of 24, Kalpesh launched his own online brand, a modest tech accessory store. He used everything he had learned over the years. It started slow, then orders picked up. His site went viral after a single influencer review. And just like that, this business took off. Today, Kalpesh Sharma is the CEO of a multi-million rupee e-commerce brand. He employs over 120 people. Many of them come from backgrounds just like his. Some even walk the same platforms he once did. But he hasn't forgotten where he started. Sometimes, on quiet mornings, he visits that same station. The tea vendor there is someone else now. Kalpesh watches him for a moment, smiles, and walks away carrying not just success, but a lifetime of lessons.